Hey, what is up, you guys? This is Rob, and behind me is my 1995 to 40SX with a cookie front end. So here's the thing, I had won this car back in December. Since then, I have done quite a few things to it. So I figured, hey, let's do a video kind of updating everybody, things that have been done. I am super grateful I won this car, don't get me wrong, but it did still need quite a bit of work. It still does need some work, but I decided it'd be kind of fun to show you guys what I've done to it so far. First off, the little things. For example, the wipers, I did repaint them. They had so much weird paint overspray on them that I actually sanded them down and painted them myself. Did the same thing with these side view mirrors. They had so much weird overspray. I think one of the previous owners, I just did a bad job painting it. This window right here, it used to go up too high to the point where you couldn't even close the door unless you were to manually, put down the window. That was because I think at one point the window glass probably was replaced on this and they put the door together really awful. So they had left out a couple of the L brackets that are used essentially as a window stop. So those are fixed and that works. You'll notice that there are no power locks. However, what is really cool is I realized the previous owner, they had left the actuators behind. I guess the previous owners had an alarm on here that was connected to the actuators, so when you unlock the car, power locks would essentially activate. So I went ahead and bought my own alarm system on it. Works very well. When I lock or unlock, these go ahead and lock for me. Same goes for when I turn on the ignition. That's pretty cool. You'll see right here, I have my Momo steering wheel. It did just have like a Nardi knockoff. It's connected to a random hub that wasn't really fitting right. So I did put on a nice Works bell hub. Looks spectacular to me, very nice and flush, along with the Momo steering wheel. I went with the Monte Carlo thick grip because for me, I kind of like the way that feels a bit more. I did have a bunch of cracks on the dashboard, so I went ahead and I bought the Coverlay dashboard cover. I like it. I think it looks pretty good. Definitely does a job to me, and that is especially on the outside. It makes the interior look so much better. Did have a couple other little annoying things for it. For example, these weren't working, the vent routing. So I did have to take that motor apart, put on a whole new motor. That was a bit pricey, more than I wanted to spend, but you gotta do what you gotta do because I knew that I would hate not being able to divert the air into the proper places. Let me go ahead. I did also convert it to a push start with the security system I have on here. Pretty cool in my opinion. I also installed a Pioneer touchscreen. Reason being is I just really like having CarPlay. Actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and turn on one more so you could also see what I also added to it. So check this out also. Put in reverse. There we go. Look at that. I went ahead and put a backup camera on it. So that's pretty cool. I always love having backup cameras on my rides. Definitely wanted just to kind of modernize it up a little bit. Let me turn that back off. The speedometer was broken when I got it. I was able to fix it. I just had to take the speedometer apart and I basically resoldered some of the joints in the back. So now the miles per hour is accurately reading. I think there's like a 4 miles per hour variance, but it's actually over reporting, which I'll definitely take over under reporting. So that's fine with me. I did also change out the audio system. The speakers in this car were so bad and they were just really old. It was kind of funny actually. One of the cones, all I did was lightly put some pressure on it and it basically cracked and like brittle plastic. So I do just have some Pioneer speakers all around. Goes really well with the touchscreen. Just pretty happy I got that going. I got all the electricals working correctly, side markers and the headlights. I had to fix a few wires that did have a few little tears in them. Got a lot of practice in terms of how to properly solder items, which is actually can't really be too ungrateful for because I always love to learn new things. Interior is pretty good. There were a lot of stains. I took them out as best as I could. Lots and lots of shampooing was definitely needed, but definitely pretty cool. I do want to change out the shift knob. I just think it'd be cool if I could find like a classic Nismo shift knob for this one. E-brake is working fine. I do wish I had AC, but at least I can get the cool air going. But yeah, driving this car in the summer does suck quite a bit. So let's go to the outside. So I have on the headlights and taillights so I can talk to you guys a little bit about that. So first off, when I first got the S14, the taillights were pretty bad. They had a lot of intercondensation and dirt on the inside, as well as had some cracks. So I went ahead and got some new ones. I do wish I could have gone OEM, but unfortunately, OEM ones would have cost me between $800 to $900, and they wouldn't even have been in good shape. I still would have had to invest a lot of time and money to make them look good. So I was like, you know what? These were under like 260. They were here in 3 days. If there is some sort of sealant issue or they might get recondensation, well, this car's sitting in the garage, so it shouldn't be too bad. And I do think they look cool. I do want to get an LED brake light here eventually, just to match it all up. But to me, it does the job. I also did add the license plate light. There wasn't a light when I first got it, which is kind of funny. You'll see, let me turn off the lights. Well, actually, no, let me go to the front now before I turn off the lights. I did switch out the halogens that were in the headlights. By the way, it's really cool. These are actually OEM kooky headlights. So I went ahead and switched them out with some LEDs. It was easy enough to do. I did also have to fix a short that was up here. Again, there's some soldering work and we're all good. Also added LEDs on the side markers. It looks really cool at night, you guys, just driving around. Definitely sick. I'm going to turn this off. Don't talk about the last thing I've done on the outside. Probably already noticed I tinted the windows. Every car I have, I love tinting the windows, so I was very happy to get it done. I wanted to kind of do a small homage to my 87 Supra. So 87 Supra, I had 5% in the back. I didn't like it because it made backing up a pain in the butt at night especially. But being that I have the backup camera, I figured, screw it, let's do it. So 5% in the back, I think it looks pretty cool. 35 in the front, it's dark enough for me. And yeah, not bad at all. It does have an eBay Aero body kit on it, and I think it looks pretty cool. I mean, the fitment's all right. There's nothing to write home about, but does the job. The wrap, as you may remember, is not the best wrap, but also because the paint job underneath is actually pretty bad also. So of course, if you don't sand down the bad painted spots, you're gonna see every little imperfection, a lot of these little, I don't know if you can see it, all these little bumps here throughout the body. And this is from improper painting procedure, but that's okay. If I do decide to rewrap it, I'll just fix all those little issues myself, and I'll take it in to get wrapped, and it'll be cherry. In terms of the wheels, it does have the Work Emotion C7Rs still. Now, I want to take these off because I want to raise up the car. Driving it right now, it kind of sucks because, I mean, as it's sitting right now, it's only about 3.5 inches off the ground. So when you're driving and, you know, suspension's compressing, whatever else it's able to, the drive really sucks. So I'm driving it right now, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this ride is awful. I think the shocks or the coilovers on this car, I think they're blown and it's slammed, so it is definitely not, you know, a good drive at all. Not moving this car is about 3.5 inches off the ground, so when I'm driving there's still that little bit of compression, so I'm way lower than I'd like to be. You know, first up on the list for this car are new wheels and suspension. Unfortunately, I can't raise it back up with this current wheel setup because due to the camber, it'll just look really silly if I try to straighten out the wheels and raise it. So yeah, that's something first on the list, because yeah, this ride, it just sucks. It's super bumpy. The wheel stability is going crazy. I'm not even gonna dare push this thing above 60, 65. To me, it's also just not even that safe. I don't know. When I was 18, this would have been sick. But you know, at 36, yeah, something's gotta change. It does look cool though while parked. So I gotta get rid of these wheels because if I try to raise it and straighten out the wheels, these back ones, they're gonna look really ridiculous since they're gonna poke out a lot. So I do need to sort that out. So just trying to figure out the best way. I'm trying to find some wheels. I really want to, again, get off these wheels and suspension. I do want to get some BC coils. So honestly, I might even just get some Conzays or something like I had on my Mark 5 Supra, and then just call it on that, because then it'll be a lot more enjoyable to drive. The reason why I really want to prioritize, enjoying to drive it is, well, let me pop the hood. So if you guys forgot, I actually have an SR20 under the hood. Now, for me, I figure, hey, this is a performance-minded, engine setup, so I'd want it to have performance-minded suspension and wheel setup. For me, having the SR20 in here and, it's glorious, 90s JDM goodness in a cambered stand-style car, for me, it's a little bit of a waste. The engine is strong, it drives very well, transmission is good as well. So that's why I want to have a setup where I could actually, ring it through a little bit. Not have to worry that the smallest bump in the road is going to send me flying off. So we go into the trunk, and you're actually going to notice, yeah, the battery's in the back. That's a common thing you do when you do an SR20 swap. I did clean this up a lot when I first got it. All these carpeted parts were just kind of bundled up in a corner. These wirings were kind of coming out from the bottom here, so I rerouted it to make everything look a lot cleaner. The goal is I want to just find a cheap S14 carpet, so then I could buy a large piece of wood and essentially, trace it out and make an all new trunk flooring. Because for me, that would look a lot cleaner. Actually, they're having sale Harbor Freight. I did buy a jigsaw for less than $25, so that way I could finally do it. So that is next up. This is just the rear brace bar. It's not installed right now because I know that when I have the suspension done, I'm going to need that out of the way so that whoever's working back there, they have some room to work. Will be nice when I can install that back in, because I always hear it rattling around right now whenever I'm driving. It is funny when you look here. A lot of overspray from when the previous owner had repainted it. You can definitely tell that, kind of lazy about the prep and all that. And here's the original white that is underneath the wrap. And here are more of those little bumps that I mentioned. Will definitely need to be sanded down if I were to, rewrap the vehicle. Close this. And while we're back here, when I got the S14, it also did not have, the rubber trim around the rear windshield. So I went ahead and bought that and installed it. It did have a huge crack in the front windshield. So when I got a new one, they went ahead and of course they put on the new gasket that they had. I'm not gonna lie, not really feeling it, but oh well. If I could do it again, I probably would have just gotten the OEM one and paid a little bit more so that, I could have got a new windshield with the actual OEM rubber around it. Because OEM rubber, I like that it kind of covers more versus this doesn't really cover much at all. But price was good, so I guess I can't complain too much about that. So I just want to give that a little update on what's been going on. I mean, again, I won this car, so grateful I have something to work on and everything. Does this need a little bit more to be more on my standards? I want it to be something that I can easily drive. Right now, sometimes there are car meets that are in like maybe 20, 30 miles away, and I'm like, do I really want to deal with driving this car that far on its current setup? Because again, it's just not my cup of tea. When I was 18, I would have been like, yo, this is sick, it's dropped, bumpy, whatever. I want to carry because it looks so cool. But I'm 36 years old and it's just not quite my thing. I want to build this into something that's more of an homage to the kind of stuff that, the early 2000s, late 90s tuner culture, the stuff that I kind of grew up going to in like middle school and high school and all that, what I'd see at like hot import nights. So I'm trying to find the right wheels, just not trying to spend a whole lot, but it's going to look sick when it's all done. I just can't wait. An S14 has always been on the list of cars I wanted to own, but due to how much they cost nowadays, I figured I probably was never going to get one. I was happy to be proven wrong. So yeah, let me know, you guys. You guys have an S14? You guys have any ideas? Any good wheel ideas? Trying to keep it under $2,000 used. Let me know. Of course, I'll also get some proper fitting tires and all that. So it's also why I'm not trying to spend too much on wheels, because I also need to buy tires. These tires are all stretched, and I think I might be able to move the back tires to the front, but I'll still need at least one new set. But I'm also tempted to just, go an all new quality tire brand all around just to be extra safe. Because again, also safety is necessary. So let me know what you guys think, guys. This is Rob, and have a good one.